The Thistle Bride, a dark fairy tale for the quiet hours. There once was a village nestled in a valley where the wind never rested. It whispered through the eaves and crept beneath doorways, bringing with it tales the elders refused to repeat. At the edge of this village, beside a crooked brook and a thorn field of wild thistle, stood a house with one candle always burning in its window, no matter the hour, no matter the storm. The house belonged to old Mother Eerie, a woman with hair white as bone and eyes like polished coal. She spoke little, but the children said she wove ribbons from shadow, and the brave ones swore they saw strange lights dancing above her roof when the moon was new. No one visited her, except for men, young men. Each year, when the frost first kissed the thistles and their blooms turned brittle and pale, a boy would vanish. A farmhand, a baker's son, a hunter's apprentice. One by one, they slipped away in the night. No blood, no trail, just a gap where a life once stood. But one autumn, the valley bore witness to something strange. The chosen boy returned. His name was Tom. 17 and quiet, with dark lashes and hands calloused from chopping wood. He disappeared during the thistle frost, as was expected. His mother wept. His brother searched the woods, and the wind offered no answers. But 7 nights later, Tom came stumbling back through the thornfield, barefoot and shivering, with a dazed look in his eyes and a velvet ribbon wound tightly round his throat. He would not speak. He did not eat. His eyes, once the colour of warm bark, had gone silver grey, like a sky just before snow. And every night, at the stroke of midnight, he would rise from bed, walk to the window, and whisper, "She is waiting in the thistles." The village grew restless, angry, terrified, and so they sent for Mara. Mara, the blacksmith's daughter, was unlike the other girls. Her tongue was sharp, her gaze steady. She had grown up hearing the tales, but she feared no wind, no witch, no wandering boy with a velvet ribbon. "I'll go," she said, binding her braid with ash and thorn. "I'll see what waits in the thistles." That night, she walked to the edge of the field where no path dared cross. The moon was nothing but a sliver of silver. The wind tasted sweet and strange. The thistles parted for her. Inside the field was not the world she knew. Trees glowed from within. The brook ran backwards. Time felt thick, like honey spilled on stone. And at the centre stood a figure, tall, slender, cloaked in silver thread. Her hair floated as if underwater, and where her feet touched the ground, violets bloomed and withered in the same breath. "Have you come to take his place?" the woman asked. Mara did not flinch. "I've come for answers." The woman smiled, and it chilled the marrow. "I am the bride of the valley," she said, "the Thistle Bride. Long ago I was promised devotion in exchange for protection, a harvest for a husband. That was the vow. But they never asked their sons," Mara said. The bride's gaze sharpened. They were given, willingly, if ignorantly. I took only what was owed. And Tom, he loved me, for a moment, and I let him go. "Why?" The thistles rustled like laughter. "Because I wanted you." Mara did not run. Instead, she stepped forward. "Then take me," she said, "but not as a gift, not as a price." The bride tilted her head. "What then?" "As a mirror," Mara whispered, "so you might see what you've become." The Thistle Bride touched her cheek, and the forest sighed. And then she vanished. Mara walked out of the field alone. The sky had shifted, the wind was quiet, and in every window of the village, candles flickered out one by one. Tom awoke the next morning, ribbon gone, his eyes brown once more. He never remembered where he'd been, but Mara did. She never spoke of it, never married, never left. Yet, every year, during the thistle frost, she would walk alone to the edge of the field and lay a single violet bloom in the grass. And from somewhere deep within the thorns, the wind would whisper back, "I remember you."